How about this light? Nope. How about this light? No. How about this? No. How about I go over here? Does this lighting work? Like this? No, that's terrible. How about like this? Not really. How about if I do this? There we go. Now I finally have lighting that makes me look as good as Crackpot Farmer. Seriously though. Hey everybody, this is Papa Crackpot here. I just wanted to come to you guys again and talk to you a little bit about what's going on in the country and what I'm seeing and what I think is some of the reactions that I'm seeing. You know, with what's been going on in Ottawa and across the country and seeing it around the world, I've never been more proud to be Canadian. But on this day, Saturday afternoon, about 4 o'clock Ottawa time, I've never been more sad for Canada. You know, that's there's so much division going on. There's so much hurt. I can't believe that what the police are doing. I can't believe the amount of different tactics that are being used against their own citizens. It's so hurtful just to see it. You know, I got a call from an RCMP officer in Ottawa a couple nights ago telling us that because we have skin in the game, that we were at risk of a whole lot of stuff. Now, he was a nice guy. He was very calm. You know, his training came across well. He presented himself well. He was pretty good at what he did. And he told me stuff that was happening down in the red zone, so to speak. And I was countering with stuff that we had been seeing on the different media platforms. And the stuff that he was talking about was things that, you know, and honestly, it's stuff that happens in high school. You know, people call each other bad names and yelling at each other, and they're giving each other the finger and, you know, saying, I'm going to kill you and stuff like that. I'm going to beat you up and stuff like that. Like, literally, there was no violence. He couldn't give me an episode of violence. He couldn't actually cite one. Because I was saying it was a peaceful protest, and he's saying, oh, it's not as peaceful as you think. You know, and when it was all said and done, we talked for almost half an hour. I thanked him. I complimented him. I blessed him. I assured him that I was thinking of them and the people in Ottawa and what was happening. And I thought, well, okay, they're good people. They really are good people. And then yesterday started, and it was very discouraging and disappointing. And I have to admit that with the actions that I have seen just in the media that I have had presented to me, I can't agree with what's happening. I can't agree with what's going on. You know, I will defend vehemently our armed forces, but I'm not sure that I will be able to publicly defend police officers for a little while. You know, it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. And not just because Crackpot Farmer is there. This isn't about one person. This isn't about people individually. This is about standing up for what's right in Canada. And by what's right, I mean what is written in the Charter of Rights, what our country was founded on before God. That's what's right. And that's what makes it right. You can have a difference of opinion. That's okay. Everybody's allowed to have their own opinion. But what makes this right is the rights that were granted to us by God at the founding of this country, at the time that it was founded by our founding fathers. You know, Ben Franklin said something along the lines of, the democratic experiment can only succeed with a moral and religious people. And that's just a fact. If you want to destroy the God founding of our country, you're going to destroy its moral structure. And you will destroy the democracy that our country is based on. Now, the division, I want to address that because I've been thinking a lot about this. People on the Crackpot Farmer, there's a lot of comments, good for you, hold the line, you're doing a good job, proud of you. And I am too. I agree with those things. People from around the world are saying these things and they're encouraging. But there's others that are on both sides that are name calling and not being very nice. And that's kind of disturbing. It's kind of discouraging. What country do you want your children and grandchildren to be in? The country that is run by one or two people that make decisions and then use other people as their vehicle, as their tools of destruction to perpetrate their ideal? Or do you want freedom of choice, freedom of decision, freedom of thought, freedom of expression, freedom of religion? Do you want those things? Then I'm not asking you to pick sides. I'm not asking for more division. I'm asking you to think before you speak. I'm going to give some examples. Mr. Trudeau, and I'm going to use his name respectfully. He is our Prime Minister. He is the Right Honorable Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada. He is Honorable Prime Minister Trudeau. That's the way it's supposed to be because he is in a position. The position commands respect. We need to honor that. And we shouldn't attack the character of the man. That's not fair. That's not right. Some of the things that he has said, some of the accusations that he's meant and made aren't right. They border on outright lying. I'm not going to go so far as to say that because I'm not attacking his character. But he says one thing, he doesn't negotiate with terrorists. May I remind people of one word, one name, Omar Khadr. I think I'll go, and let's bring up the BLM thing too. Those guys seem a lot more like terrorists than these people that are trying to stand up for the freedoms of all, not just themselves, of all Canadians. And so I lose a little bit of respect, maybe a whole bunch of respect for someone who can say those words in that order and expect people to respect him. Ms. Freeland, our Deputy Prime Minister, she is giddy and giggling and happy when she announces that accounts have been frozen and more accounts will be frozen. She's beside herself with happiness. That's very discouraging, very disappointing. And now I'm not going to go around picking sides saying, hey, look, it's the Liberals and the NDP that are bad. No, I'm not going to do that, believe it or not. This is what I've been thinking about. All the words that they get up and say in Parliament, in the House of Parliament, in their public speeches, they're spewing venom of hatred, distrust, and division. And the leaders of the opposition get up and they do the exact same thing. And they're trying to cause us all to pick sides. And we can't. When the leaders of the opposition get up and just spew their own venom across the floor at the members of government. And what I'm seeing from them is my job is to point out all the ways that you do things wrong, but it's not my job to try and lead you to do things right. And I don't agree with that. The entire political scheme is corrupted. And it saddens me because it causes division. The media, the same way. Our wonderful Canadian Broadcasting Corporation and the CTV, all of the stuff that they spew, again, designed to cause division. And so I was thinking about that too and going, well, we all select the media that we prefer. So then we have Rebel News, we have Fox News, we have some of these other outlets. They're no different. They really aren't. They're also choosing division. And it's causing families to split. It's causing marriages to split. It's causing churches. It's just causing so much division and hurt in democratic societies. We need to think of the bigger picture. We need to look beyond that. We need to see true leadership. I believe that the leaders, such as the leader of the NDP, the leader of the opposition, the leader of the Liberal Party, should be leading others by saying, let's go talk to people. Let's go find out what their concerns are. Let's go and see if we can address them reasonably. The leader of the opposition could, instead of saying, you, Mr. Prime Minister, are evil and doing all of this wrong, they could be saying to them, challenging them by saying, I think that we should get a committee, all-party committee, and we should go and talk to whatever concerned party there is, and I am willing to lead that committee. Who on the opposition or who in the government is willing to come with me and join me and do that? That would be true leadership. And there's many on this convoy protest who are trying to do that. There is many that are trying to cause division, and I don't agree with them either. But I want to bring one thing up. This convoy protest has united a large part of our country. Alberta and Quebec are uniting in how they vote. They are uniting with one another, carrying each other's flags, loving the Canadian flag, hugging one another, high-fiving one another, singing a song together, even though they can't speak the same language. That is unity. That is healing. That is a win for our country and for countries around the world. And we need to embrace the win. We need to embrace the leadership of unification. And we need to, every time we open our mouth, every time we think about something and want to point a finger at someone, we need to think, am I causing division by what I'm saying? Or am I literally trying to enable healing and unification? We need to do the latter. It's so important right now in this time, more than ever. And I would like to encourage everybody to look at that cause and think about what's going on. And don't pick sides. I mean, political sides against one another, vaccinated against unvaccinated, freedom against non-freedom, whatever. Don't pick sides that way. Pick sides of which side of righteousness you want to be on when it comes to standing up for your country. Where do you want to be? Because I'm wearing a sweater, and very few of you, but some of you will recognize it. It's a Better Together sweater. In our church, we have a Better Together movement going on. And no matter what you say, Liberals, NDP, Conservatives, Bloc Québécois, whoever you are, we're all better together. And we gotta stop the fighting. We gotta stop the division. And that starts with each one of us in our heart. We cannot be divided against the people that we know and the people that we love. And we need to embrace one more person every day and become united. And that's about all I have today. Thank you.